he's probably pathing to mid, I guess, because we are expecting Yone to reset. And it's already complete. Okay. Now he's pushing the next wave as well, but there are no camps he can get back to afterwards. So I'm expecting him to just reset. Gromp is a bit risky. Okay. Not sure this was better than just straight to me. Was it? Today, we'll be looking at some AD carry gameplay. This is Korean solo queue. Okay, focusing on Gumayusi, who everybody says he's very impressive, and I agree, and so we'll have a deeper look at it. So, a full AD comp on the left against, well, some tanks. So it looks like we have to be pretty fast in the game, so we don't have to face too many resistances. Otherwise, it's going to be hard. There is a huge emphasis on the mid-tier ones because we're playing against Zoe, and she benefits a lot from our mid T1 being down, and we can cause a lot of problems as well if we take her, so because she doesn't really want to be on the side lane. Regarding our own matchup, playing Kai'Sa into Tristana is considered a counter to Kai'Sa, and Alistar is a counter to Rel, so we are in a let's say it's not terrible, but it is. But let's say it's just uncomfortable position as far as lane are concerned. But since it's solo queue, I'm probably still expecting action from the Kai'Sa Rel bot lane, despite being at a disadvantage. And jungle Udyr against Olaf, high tempo on both sides. Olaf is likely to path to us in order to put pressure on his winning matchup. And Yone against Zoe, I'm not sure. I think Yone can contest the priority, but it looks pretty hard to get a kill, especially given the fact that Zoe has cleans for the ganks. So I'm not expecting so much, but at least it should prevent Zoe from roaming too much, because given the fact that Yone is AD, he puts a lot of pressure on the turret if she leaves the lane. So we'll see about it. And then Gragas is a counter to Renekton, not a hard one, but is very good at being safe in lane and then being a tank anyway. So we'll see, but we can't expect this Renekton to carry us, nor the Yone really, so we have to play for the lane even if we are at disadvantage, in my opinion. So just like the last reviews I've done, I'll try to be in sync with the players as much as possible as far as attention is concerned. I'll try talking about macro when it's right for them to pay attention to it, and get back to the execution as often as I can. And the purpose is not to teach anything, but more so that I learn from this.
먹을 수 있다.
It's a display of what I consider to be part of my job as a coach, to keep up to date with the game itself.
굳이 사서 먹진 않죠. 그렇게 맛있다고는 생각 안 해.
Cheers.
우리가 여기서 나오면은 이제 역법인가? 아니 우리 불로 들어왔나? 이런 생각도 들게 할 수 있고. 사실 특사가 와대 해줬을 것 같아.
Okay, so they did niche, so we expect Olaf to have started top. We have the confirmation that the Raptors are done. So this priority, we have to crush the wave before he comes and don't give a freeze that would force us to overextend. Okay, that's a good crash. And I'm expecting him to stop pushing the next wave. Even if he wants to keep priority for Udyr, I guess, so they can play for Scuttle. But still, once Scuttle is done, the objective is that there are no minions left. So it's important to crash this wave too. Now, Olaf has to be bot side. I'm wondering which key he is spamming this much. Because we can hear clicks from the mouse, okay, but key as well, and I don't see the cursor changing, so it's not the Q. I don't see the stop command either, so I'm curious. Or maybe it's the Q actually. Oh, it seems it might be the Q. Let's see. Okay, so Ali W is down. So this crash is pretty safe. And they want to fight within the wave. That's because Olaf is here, but okay, that's still fighting in the wave this way isn't good. I think. Nice dodge. Okay, so that's we can see from how aggressively he's been pushing since the beginning of the lane. We can see that it's important not to overreact when in a negative matchup. He's not supposed to have this much priority against Tristana, but if he can have it, then let's go. And that's not always the case, but when you know that both junglers are pathing by, your jungler is good enough to fight in the early game, all of those things considered, then it's fine to play to somehow disregard what theory says. That makes sense. Q plus left click, yes. Déjà vu cette game? Ah ouais? Ok. Sur son stream? Okay, so now Olaf is probably bot side again. That's the flash from Tristana. Both TPs, it's fine to keep. Yeah. Renekton is more happy than Gragas to TP on this. timing. Okay, still flash. And Olaf is bot. That was...
아이고, 야 만화 없다.
I'm not finishing the sentence because it's bad to think backwards this way. Like,
세상에요.
yes, we knew it, but the fact that we knew it
나가 맙소사.
doesn't change much about what's currently happening, so we don't have to focus on it. Now the goal is to not get dove, I guess. Olaf is probably doing Drake anyway.
박을 줄 알고 써놨는데 안 되네.
Okay. So when is the when is Trist's flash coming back? Probably 3 minutes from now, I would say.
어이구.
Let's say 10. Okay.
잠깐 듣고 싶다. 진심으로.
Well, mid laners trading kills this way is always good for us because it means that they lack experience and they are late on their
유리하게 시작한 게임인데
level advantage
게임이 묘혀.
that they should have on us.
괜찮아. 랩이면
So really good when we see that. It's also good that they did not do Drake. Nice. Okay. So now he can shove because Olaf is likely to be
타이밍 좋은데.
topside and interested with this herald anyway. Because as I say, snowballing Zoe is really important. Not snowballing, but making sure that they have the advantage on the mid tier 1 race, which is not the case now. So crushing was good, backing is safe because we don't see Olaf contesting, so he's probably bot and trading with Drake. So
야 진짜 위험한 게임한다.
okay, Drake is done.
아니
Now if Olaf goes for our bot side jungle, he can stay quite some time and still be a threat in like 1 minute. So okay, it's good that Rel checks. But before we have this information, we can't afford to push so much, so I wasn't expecting this queue nor this trade. Okay.
야야야.
Okay, that's a double kill.
아이고 저러면 그냥 없는 챔피언인데.
That's one. Now,
나줘.
nice. Okay. Now Tristana has to back off. And we can afford to chase because, well, there is no jungler. Okay.
이렇게. 나도 서울대 뜯을래.
So being this far ahead
그치.
means that we can afford to ask ourselves what are their options, what are they looking for. I still think only Zoe can really win this game. Okay.
아우. 아우.
That's why, yeah. In my opinion, if you are Rel in this sequence, heading to topside this way isn't so good. You're gonna die anyway, so you might as well just not give anything to Zoe. And this can come from having this trigger as soon as you start feeling comfortable with the game. Not that you're comfortable with your level of play, but the game is in a good state. Then you ask yourself, okay, what do we want to avoid? And then you just give the kill to Olaf, in my opinion. Okay, so Kraken is done, boots are done. That's just too good. That's the actual flash. I believe that was the actual flash. I'd like to see what items Tristana has, but I'd be surprised if she has finished her first item. Let's see. And if they are willing to fight without this item, I think the fight is good, so you can take it. So let's see for the item. Okay, Kraken is done, but no boots. No flash on Zoe. So how do we want to fight this? Because we don't have Yone's ultimate right now. The TPs are up, but we don't really have that many deep wards, so as Kaisa, anyway, you don't want to be split with the team, so he's probably going to loop around and go through to them. But since there is no Drake and Yone is recalling, I'm expecting him to just wait and get the next wave. Okay. Okay. So now, if we want to trade with these items, I think we can pretty much front to back, being ahead anyways. So be careful with the Zoe Qs and E's, and as soon as you're safe, she can be, I mean, Zoe can be a good target to dash to, but you can't really afford to commit too early in the fight, in my opinion, against Tristana and Gragas, because both can reset the fight. So if you dash in and suddenly you don't have any front line anymore, you're just done. So I think it's about being patient, really. And you can see front to back. Okay. Well, the TPs were up, we knew it. Still, there is not much to be gained, given the fact that there is no Drake at the moment. So this is a pretty soft move, I would say. Like, high investment, low reward. Oh, reward. This is a word I cannot say at the moment. Reward. Okay. So, is there something he could do differently? I don't really think so. That's a stun. That's... no, not much. Okay. When did he use his E? Just look for the E. But I think it's...
오.
Yeah, no.
아우.
It's just a very good fight in my opinion.
오.
Given
오야.
what he has at the moment.
오야 오야.
But it's probably
야 이게
not good that Renekton completes his
이게?
TP on... Oh.
다이브 났어.
Okay, so Renekton went for the reset into TP bot
이게
just for tempo
이게 이렇게 된다고?
rather than pushing top and then rotating. This is only good if we play for this Drake, I believe. That's why he's asking for it, but Udia says Gromp is important. Okay, this is the tricky fight. With Zoe being in position already.
저도 나올 때 다 나왔는데.
Okay,
원딜 나만가.
this is warded. Like this whole area is probably warded. Yeah,
해야지. 그래도 풀이야.
it looks like nothing, but this poke on Tristana is actually very well engineered.
파워까지.
Well,
라인까지.
this should have been a tricky fight in my opinion. So if they're not taking it, it can make us feel very comfortable.
아씨.
Okay,
난 아직 멀었다. 아직 멀었다 이놈아.
well,
아직 멀었다.
so they give us a Drake plus 2 turrets, and then they fight and they win 1 turret from it. So that's still really good.
키보드가 안 좋네.
Okay, so now he's probably pathing to mid, I guess, because we are expecting Yone to reset.
이미 죽을 만큼 죽어버렸어.
And so Renekton could have... Okay.
너덜너덜해. 야야 뭐 어디까지 가냐 그냥. 지옥 끝까지 쫓아가겠네.
Okay. Now he's pushing the next wave
나 왜 이렇게
as well, but there are no camps he can get back to afterwards. So I'm expecting him to just reset. Gromp is a bit risky.
모르겠다. 그래도 일단 하고 생각했어야 되지 않을까?
Okay.
하고 나서 죽으면 어이없다 하는데 못하고 죽으니까 풀반응 못해서 죽은 것 같아.
Not sure this was better than just straight to mid. Was it? Those were 2 uncontested waves. So that's really good. But he would have had access to the Raptors had he pathed to mid. And Renekton would have probably reset it. So it's still this priority gained on bot lane is significant. Yeah. Okay. I like to think that there is not only one solution in every situation, and I'm pretty confident both plays were okay in this situation. And it looks like Renekton doesn't want to split so much. Like he's very late on this reset. Okay. Now, straight to mid. Kraken plus Collector was a really good spike. Now it's pretty late, so Tristana probably has 2 items as well. Not yet. Let's see when we see her. Okay, now.
지난 퀴즈는 네이버에 검색하면 나올 겁니다. 아마도 말이죠.
So, okay, Tristana, 2 items as well. Okay. So, who are the good targets? That's a lot of hammer. That's a lot of hammer as well. And she has tabais. Okay. So, we are getting to the point where it will be pretty hard, especially for Yone, to do much in fight, except for providing us with the CC so we can go in and commit on the carries. But even if we kill the carries, then Olaf is still getting us. So I think avoiding fights might be the best option, even though Zoe is really late. I think we can focus on fighting front to back without committing to the carries unless it's very free. Like it's okay. That may not be true because I was telling myself, okay, one of our goals is to survive the fights so we can do especially Nashor in 1 minute. And then Yone has utility because he can split with Nashor and have pressure on the map. But the thing is, they have a lot of damage too. So if we trade for 2 kills, then they can do the objective just the same. So it might be worth trading in this situation. There is no exhaust against us, so I'm expecting him to go in if he has the opportunity, rather than what I was first thinking of, that is front to back and in a non-committing way.
아니 올라프까지. 아, 뭐. 야, 그 한번만 찍어라. 무서워 죽겠네. 오, 뭐냐?
Okay.
이걸 날 녹여?
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm curious if he has enough lifesteal, because if... Okay, that's... Okay. That's smart, actually. That's really smart, because when I saw him pathing to top, I was expecting him to go for the priority so they can Nashor, and I was thinking, okay, but he's gonna be too low. So of course we can do Nash if they do Drake, but if they want to contest Nash, then we can't really fight with so low of a HP bar. But his plan was to just get life back from Gromp, which is really good, in my opinion. And this we have to note,
야,
because now he can fight. Like, this is free and he's not committing. Okay, this is front to back fighting, when I said I would expect him to commit on the carries when possible and agree on trading. Why is that? he would ult in if somehow Olaf gets to them. So now keeping an eye on Olaf, but this okay, would it be good to just, I mean, he can't really dash through Alistar right here because he has his cities, so he can interrupt the dash. So if he wanted to dash to this location, let's say, he would have to be on the lower side. There is Gragas and Alistar, so in this position it's good not to ult, but his position tells me that he's not looking for it anyways, otherwise he would kite back to the bot here, bot, so he can just go. So to me, the plan is to front to back anyways. Okay, and
를 지린다. 내 생각엔 오다르가 좀 못해.
okay, I do believe either Renekton or Yone doing Drake was fine. We would still have had the turret, not sure. But still, that's the same reasoning he has, like, we don't need to be 4 on the Drake, and that's important thing to realize. Good. Okay. Okay, so now we can't really know how nor when, but we want to just take the priorities on lanes and set up for Nashor because we have a lot of damage, so we can kill this Nashor. I still think we win the fights at the moment. And Nashor enables the Yone and Renekton pushes so well. So that's the goal. But it's not up to us to get the side lane priorities, which we need. So just chilling is fine, I guess. Mid priority into farming the nearby jungle camps. Sorry. Okay, so front to back again. Okay, Yone should be pushing. There's no point in grouping here. Okay. I mean, we would do the same Nashor with just the lanes being pushed better if they had not come and grouped. Okay. Oh, that's both stuns in the same time. That's, in my opinion, that's the problem here comes from Rel, because you have to know that Renekton is gonna stun. Like, he will get Josie, So he has to stun right now. Otherwise, if Rel stuns and then Renekton can't chain it. So to me, it's up to Rel to wait for Renekton stun.
야,
Anyway, high value cleans
진짜 어이가 없네.
for sure.
아 그리고 이거 바론까지 억제기 걸고.
And yes, when you use cleans, the upcoming stuns are reduced anyways. But still, it's just, I mean, we're not focusing on Rel this game, but that's something you have to address. Okay, the objective is still to get Nashor.
우디를 진짜 못한 친구야 내가 보기엔. 우디를 저 친구 진짜 못해.
He backs for half an item here. Well, okay, that's the armor pen, so that's more than half an item at this point because everyone has built armor. So that's a necessary purchase. Okay, this all results from the lack of priority we had on the sides. We should have had Nash at this point, in my opinion. Oh, that's really nice. And still front to back, because we're... Okay. The reason why front to back is better in this fight than... No, not better than the previous one, but the reason why front to back is good in this position is that it's a 4v5, so we don't want to commit. So it's not the same reasoning why it was good in the previous ones. Okay. They still have what it takes to tank this Baron, but they don't have... Okay, that's Tristana still. Might be enough damage. He's gonna go for the top wave, I would think. Okay, mid instead. I was expecting top because I wasn't expecting Udia to kite through top side, so I think the push was fine. Okay. Okay. Now, how do we approach this? The main thing is, well, there is only Zoe to kill us through this wall, I guess. So this position is good to have, given the fact that we will have info on Zoe. Okay, and now only the E here. Okay, that's good. Okay. Nice. How disgusting is Stamp? Udia. Oh, okay. So back to the fight. This is a catch. That's good to... I mean, that's a good position to play for sure. This is front to back because we're ahead. That's good. And now he commits because there is no Alistar nor Gragas to interrupt. Okay. So now, I believe they killed all barons. Yeah, there are probably no baron buffs remaining. Now we have to be patient before the others come. And as I say, we should be patient. I just changed the speed. That's how bad I am. Okay. Going for the top wave is actually good. I think we have this setup is really fine for us to go. Yeah. And forcing in the jungle itself isn't really what we want. Yes, this would be. Yeah. Okay. And Renekton leaving at the same moment makes it a weak tempo window for all of us. Yeah. We shouldn't be like, they are doing two things in the same time, contesting, which is a weak side because Renekton is going bot, so that's basically a 5v4 with Kai'Sa on the lane, so unable to join without the ulti. She doesn't want to ult 4v5, so patience would have been for the setup crew, jungle support, to just concede the jungle and not get poke. Because now Rel is resetting when Renekton has the tempo advantage and wants to join. We are losing a lot. Still can't commit. Yep. Okay. But now someone has to deal with this top push. It really feels like we are running around. And that's not on Gumayusi himself, except for the top way that he could have gotten to earlier, in my opinion. Like first intention on the previous skirmish could have been to just get the top priority. This forces someone to get there. Now we have gained time for Renekton to set up the other side of the map. That's it. Okay. So Baron is probably respawning like, yeah, 1 minute now.
한순간의 실수도 게임이 날아갈 수 있어. 그래서 너무 무섭구만. 단 하나의 실수도 해서는 안 돼. 조이 수면을 맞는다거나 알리 또피를 맞는다거나 그런 이프를 만든다고.
Full stuff, 30 minutes in. 340 CS.
그 정도는 저건 도전해봐. 소스는 별로 안 좋아해.
And he has still, like in my opinion, he has still been looking for grouping more than just solo farming all the time.
알차게 구성한 거라.
But he has had access to so many jungle camps. Okay. Now. Okay. Is that the penta? It is. Okay. Okay, so you only get a penta if you start with killing Alistar before he goes away. I'm not sure if it has to be such a high priority, because when he moves in, I mean, the ult is fine. Now. Okay, E is fine to dodge everything right here, and it only takes one auto attack to get the kill, so why not? But in the same time, don't you just want to kill the others as fast as you can? The question would be, would it have saved Yone? And I don't think so, but we'll see. Okay. Now. Oh. Okay, it wouldn't. Plus, there is this barrel from Gragas, who would have cancelled the dash had he not waited, so that's good. And now... yeah, the only reason why I'm spending time on it is that doing pentakills is not an objective in itself. It doesn't do anything. So it might not be the thing you have to look for. And just leaving Alistar with this low, like just leaving Alistar this low and resetting doesn't prevent us from doing the Nashor and winning the game anyway. So I'm questioning this first intention right here, despite it resulting in a penta, which is of course very satisfying.
이게 나갈까?
Okay.
좋네요.
Well, that's a nice way to end the game.